Before I begin this video, if you haven't read the manga and don't want to be spoiled, I recommend you to turn off and wait for an animated fight first. That's all. Cour 3 of the 1000-Year Blood War arc just finished and I was surprised to see how much of Yourichi's fight was already covered. I was expecting the entire thing at the beginning of Cour 4, but the way they handle it makes it actually way easier for me to do this video. If you know my channel, you know that I'm a Yourichi enthusiast. And if you don't know my channel, just take a look at this. You can imagine how much I was looking forward to seeing her fight animated in this stunning adaptation, am I right? Probably not, because in reality, I've been more worried than actually excited. You see, Yourichi is my favorite character and despite not having a lot of screen time, when she does something, it's great. Fighting Soifon, treating Yami like a punching bag, fighting Aizen in armor, and it's basically the end of the list before she fights Askin in the current arc. In fact, Soifon and Askin are the only proper 1v1 fights she has, but the Askin one is also the most controversial. Let's talk about the part of the fight that already got animated first, because episode 39 is absolutely beautiful. Raijin Senkei looked super sick and had so much impact when it was activated. They even incorporated one of my most hated panels. I never understood why she had that crazy look, but it suddenly makes so much more sense now that it's just a single frame when she activates the attack. First, calmly closing her eyes, before excitedly opening them again and then aggressively attacking. Do you see this, Caleb? Do you see how Yourichi looks when she's using Raijin Senkei? Not like this, it's completely calm. Is the anime version clear enough for you that she's not batshit insane? Could we not repeat this face, please? These few manga panels had such a good impact in a single motion and it looks better than I could have imagined. And the same goes for the rest of the animation. There was also a new moment where Yourichi protects her brother and beats Askin's ass in such a cool way. But what's the problem with the fight if the first half is apparently that good? Well, the problem is fan service. While Yoruichi starts out with a new form of Shunko in this sick outfit, it all goes downhill when suddenly Kisuke turns up and injects something into her butt. I feel the need to emphasize that this is real, but I already said that this video is for manga readers, so yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yoruichi herself is super pissed about it, and Kisuke doesn't even tell her what he just injected into her. She thinks it's some kind of immunity due to overcoming a paralysis from her opponent. Then Kisuke asks her whether she wants to do it. Yoruichi's response comes out fast and pretty angry. This is already a weird reply, but only a few moments later we see Kisuke again. Yoruichi looks at him and sees a shield in his hands with some kind of sticker. The text on the sticker reads, "As soon as I peel this off, you'll transform." And that's exactly what happens next, so now we got this. But don't get me wrong, I have nothing against the basic design of this form. If Yourichi suddenly starts fighting like a cat and thunder is the only thing that covers her body, good for her I guess. Kubo draws sexy poses all the time, so I'm not suddenly realizing I have a problem with that after more than 600 chapters. Hell no. I said hell no, not hell. No, the problem is how this form works, because once she transforms into this cat mode, she has no will or consciousness whatsoever. She fully behaves like a cat, Kisuke even speaks to her like one, and she starts licking his cheek before falling asleep on his lap. The fact that this fight started out that strong, only for Yourichi to turn into a fetish and be sidelined so Kisuke has something to do is so bad. But sadly something the 1000-Year Blood War arc is known for. There are so many transformations and reveals in that last part of the arc, solely for the reason that Kubo loves to draw these, and Yourichi sadly fell victim to this in the worst possible way. So far, the anime did an amazing job fixing problems in this arc and expanding on certain aspects, and I know how unlikely it is for this part to be worked on because, let's be honest, Yourichi, Lukia and Orihime are the most popular female Bleach characters, and in comparison, Yourichi is almost never on screen and is mostly known for her good looks. That's why this Askin fight is so controversial, because you either hate the cat form because it is narratively awful, or you like it because you violently want to masturbate to it. There is no in between. People have been waiting for years to see this title card animated. If they cut the cat form, a lot of Gunas would be super upset. Kubo probably included. Since Kubo announced that Cour 4 will have a lot of anime only content, let me suggest a realistic idea on how to fix this fight. Don't inject anything into her ass. A lot of comedic moments got already cut, including one with Yoruichi which was already animated at one point. I can only hope for this shit to be cut as well so Kisuke is not turning Yoruichi against her will into this form. The form itself can be changed in two different ways. It's either a trump card for Yoruichi to use, or she still hates it but only because of how nude it is. The second one is unlikely since Yoruichi is more of a nudist and prudish, but maybe it feels embarrassing to fight like that. I don't know. But most importantly, she has complete control over that form. Don't turn her into a literal cat. If she fights like one, I won't complain, but don't take away her consciousness. The fact that she even calls this form undignified and says that she would never turn into it on her own free will speaks for itself. And I'm not trying to use some real world ethics in a fictional world, that's not my point. I love Nemu, but I wouldn't make a video if Mayuri kept kicking the shit out of her. My point is that Yoruichi barely has any screen time or full-fledged fights, and the second time she has one, she becomes sexualized in several comedic ways. And besides my bias, it's also narratively a really bad decision. I don't expect a huge change, but it would be welcome if something happens. They already teased the form in the new extended ending, so it's bound to happen. But just look at this shot. Imagine her fighting like that in this outfit. That would be so sick as well. But even if the worst case occurs and nothing about this form has changed, I already got the good half of the fight animated and I'm more than happy how that turned out. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of different Yoruichi content, but I do other stuff as well. Sometimes. I'll be generally covering Rebirth of Souls when that comes out, so if you like this video, I'd appreciate a new sub. Let me know what you think about this fight and what your opinion on her transformation is. I always love to read comments like this. Let's see how Cour 4 will turn out. I'm either way incredibly hyped to see the rest of the arc animated. Thank you so much for watching the video, I hope you're having a great day. Happy New Year and happy birthday Yoruichi.